What's up, Taurus? This is going to be your... Okay, Eight of Cups is actually sliding out for you. This is going to be your January Love 2022 reading. Hope you guys are doing well. Feel free to like, share, follow. I got some coffee brewing in the background. I got my energy drink fully recharged, locked and loaded, and ready to go. Again, this is January Part 1 Taurus Love for the year 2022. And or feel free to apply whenever this resonates. If I get interrupted, I will put you on pause. Spirit of gratitude, your love and light, highest possible messages for Taurus love. Keep in mind, you can be a cross watcher. We all have Taurus energy. We all have a second house, which Taurus rules over in our astrological natal chart. This is through the lens of resources, day in, day out income, loving with what you do as well. Okay? Now, it's through the house that we look to the center of whatever the topic at hand is. The topic at hand right now happens to be love. So you're looking, if you're not a Taurus, through the lens of the second house. Okay? So right now we have the Eight of Cups in the reverse here, which is speaking to an unwillingness to leave an emotional structure. You could also be dealing with the Taurus if you're a cross watcher. You could be dealing with a Pisces or have Pisces in your chart. If you're viewing this as what is conjured up here with the Eight of Cups in reverse, this is Pisces energy. An unwillingness to relinquish an old emotional structure. This is all too human. This is very normal. You are encouraged to relinquish said structure, as painful as it might be, as contradictory as it might be. And keep in mind that this doesn't necessarily mean denying somebody's return, if and when that ever were to happen. And by then, you will be able to kind of see through people and gauge them and see through their BS, respectively, and know whether, it's something that you want to welcome into your energy field. Let's see, what else could we say about that? Okay, guys, sorry about that. I just wanted to fix the lighting and throw some contacts on so there wasn't as bad as a glare. Bad of a glare, I should say. So we're talking about, letting someone go means not waiting for them. We'll define it as that for the sake of this reading. But I think that packs a whopping punch here. Okay, the Eight of Cups in reverse points to the Seven of Cups in reverse, which I think in a weird way speaks to self-distraction, as opposed to kind of accepting the external circumstances as a reflection of your internal unity, if that makes sense. Okay? So I think there's an energy or an aura of the potential to go back to distraction or jumping into something that doesn't serve your higher good, as opposed to, the path when righteously walked and taken forward and walked down of the Eight of Cups is the Nine of Cups in the upright, which is emotional independence. So that's what you're going to want to be leaning towards. Okay. Being able to stand on your own 2 feet. This is going to bring about a wish fulfillment in love. Now, typically we speak to romantic love, but it could be friendship, it could be family, it could be pulling in people that you consider friends that you actually love and care for, and you know that they actually love and care for you. And you'll know it because you'll feel it, and you really don't have to question it. Okay? And believe me, it's out there. It's just you have to be willing to kind of vet people over a long period of time. And typically that's what time does. Time shows you who the real ones are for you. The Wheel of Fortune here is out here in the upright. This is a number 10. This is a completion of a cycle. When you do kind of let go of the past and no longer put yourself on this waiting mode, which I get the sense that you're doing a good job. Everyone's situation is different, but I feel as though there's this kind of levity to this matter here. especially with this Wheel of Fortune coming out here in the upright. This is pass go, collect $200. This is expansion, travel, Sagittarius energy, which we're currently in at the time of this recording. Okay. What else? But again, feel free to apply it whenever this resonates. This is, speaking to January, so I feel as though you will have overcome this. The Strength card in the reverse is internal strength. I read the reversals as the internalized version. It points to the major arcana 7th card, which is the Chariot, which is rushing incoming energy. Okay. Let's see. And that's summertime. So I wouldn't be surprised if there was this kind of like teleportation type nature to whatever it is that you've been working on. Now we're talking about the Judgment in reverse here. This is giving space to a situation, allowing entities and energies and institutions, for that matter, that don't fulfill you or serve you to leave your circle. This allows you to actually recoup your energy because it was zapping you to sustain and support it. This phase and period is allowing you to tap back into yourself, and you are seeing the ending occur, but you are doing so with kindness and warmth, a la the King of Wands in reverse. So, my methodology was I saw these kind of 6 cards here, or these 6 houses, I should say, here on this Wheel of Fortune card. So I wanted to pull 6 cards for the other end of it to see what was on the other side. And it just referenced to kind of giving more space to the kind of developing nature of the cycle and phase that you're in. But, we spoke to this kind of teleportation here from Sagittarius season teleporting to Cancerian season. I really do feel that, like, this kind of backstage phase is really going to determine the quality of whatever it is that you have manifested by Cancerian season. I'm not necessarily saying that there's a limit, but I do think that Cancerian season represents a high watermark, a high blossoming and blooming that is correlated to how you're handling now. Okay, it could be you're coming out of a, marital situation or a relationship, or you're just getting into one. Whatever the situation is. Okay, Spirit, any more on this? Spirit? Yes, bridges to the past here with the 5 of Swords in reverse. So, you haven't completely ghosted or blocked anyone out. I think you are kind of keeping that door open, but you're not sitting at the door, like I said, a little puppy dog, which is great. And you're walking that walk. You're walking that path to like a bull mastiff. Okay. What else? Spirit. Let's see. 9 of Cups in reverse. Again, we said the path to the 9 of Cups in the upright. Okay, this is still acting out in this kind of negative coping. You might want to watch for how you cope. Okay, because this is really going to tell what level you're playing at, especially in the emotional department. How are you coping? Are you rushing just directly into the next relationship? Are you in a relationship distracting yourself with the thought of somebody else? Or are you fully committed emotionally to whatever it is that you're doing, wherever it is that you're at? I feel as though maybe you're more so looking at your options. But even then, there's this hesitancy and a reticence to move into the new, maybe because of the ordeal of the past. Maybe you have some PTSD, Taurus, is what I'm getting. In any event, that's when we start to go into kind of spiritual mode where we don't identify with, we don't become, our PTSD. We don't incorporate it into our identity. We see it, we acknowledge it, we honor it, but we also let it go, like a cloud in the sky. Okay, and I think that's what that wheel of fortune is kind of taking us to, that cloud in the sky. Also, something that I got earlier today was like a shoot for the stars. Shoot for the stars is what I'm getting, Sagittarius, or excuse me, Taurus, but this is Sagittarius energy. And I distinctly, it's so funny that this is all kind of coming to fruition. This is finally coming back to me. And there's a lot of cloud imagery here with the Four of Swords in reverse, calling for meditation, sleep, rest, relaxation. There's the clouds in the Judgment card here, which is causing space. Sagittarius shoots their bow to the highest part of the mountain and then goes and retrieves it. So this is very much so cloud imagery here. Okay. This is very much so an energy of shoot for the stars as high as you, even if you have to just shoot directly straight up at a 90-degree angle, shoot that bitch. These are your aspirations, these are your ambitions, this is the space. Remember, Judgment is the space energy here. And you finally have it. You finally have the space to run full bloom, see maxed out potential, maxed out ceilings, beyond limitations. What it is that you can do when you're on your own 2 feet emotionally here. And that's what the Nine of Cups is out here for. Because this is when you're empowered, when it's in the upright. And this is when you're empowered, when this is in the upright. So this is walking away, channeling that, being emotionally mature, stable, self-fulfilled, and knowing that that's what's allowing you to shoot for the moon, shoot for the stars. If you miss, you'll land on the clouds. So that's what I have for you, Taurus. Let's hop over to part 2 on the Patreon. I'm vested in this because I read myself as all 12 astrological signs. That doesn't mean that I tailor it specifically to me, but I understand that I could learn from every reading. And that's why I always advise that you read, you watch every reading as well. I want to see what we're going to hit, what we're going to land. I think it's going to be all your wildest expectations and then some, beyond your wildest expectations. Because I feel as though if you're resonating with this video, this is like a clearing that you've reached, that you haven't, a depth and a level and a quality clearing that you've yet to come across in your existence. Chances are, if you've made it this far in the video, there's some aspect that you can manifest of a clearing. Or at least have some sort of like direction in that area or vicinity to move towards. So let's see what else wants to come out here. I'm very excited and intrigued towards, again, this is January 22, part 1. Love. We're going to move over to part 2 over on the Patreon link below. It's only $3 a month. If that doesn't suit your fancy, just get it direct from source and reach out for a one-on-one reading. It's only $2 a minute. And like, share, follow, subscribe, share, emphasis on share with family and friends and peers and people that you think might enjoy the content or want a reading as well. And yes, when you subscribe to the Patreon, you're voting with your dollar, you're voting for love and light, you're voting for somebody that puts out quality content. Okay, there's a lot of negativity and darkness in the world today, and that we have access to, that we have exposure to. So this is extremely on the side of love and light. I don't read with fear. I don't read with those lower energies, thank God. And so when you pay for the subscription, again, only $3 a month, you could cancel it any time. You're encouraging more of that out into the internet and the metaverse and all that stuff, or wherever you're going to be. Okay. As long as you're bringing that kind of beautiful energy, then doesn't matter where you're at. But so that's what I have. Let's go see what's over on the Patreon. I'll see you guys there in a jiffy. Peace.